Occurred, June 27, 2014 21:15 Location, Indianapolis. In shape, rectangle. Duration 5 minutes. Saw flat black square object flying northeast at 9:15 p.m. Friday 6/27 at altitude of plane on approach to Indy Airport. Time and date, 9:15 p.m. June 27, 14 Object 1. Flat black square. Not rectangular. Location, Indianapolis. Object flying directly over my home near intersection of I-65 and Lafayette Road. Direction: traveling northeast approximately 20 from true north altitude. In between a high-flying Hawk and private plane on approach to Indianapolis International Airport. Notes: not a balloon or bird, held altitude, silent, no lights of any kind.
Occurred, June 27, 2014 21:15 Location, Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape, rectangle. Duration 5 minutes. Characteristics: there were aircraft in the vicinity or aircraft chasing the object. Witness reported a flat black square object flying near at altitude of plane on approach to Indy Airport. Object flew directly over his home near intersection of I-65 and Lafayette Road, traveling near approximately 20 degrees from true north. Altitude: in between a high-flying Hawk and private plane on approach to Indianapolis International Airport. Notes: not a balloon or bird, held altitude, silent, no lights of any kind. 5 minutes.
Occurred, September 26, 2014 2200 Location, Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape, light. Duration 5 minutes. Characteristics: there were lights on the object. Red light over West Indianapolis. Red light or orb slowly moving across Indianapolis sky at 2200. At first I thought maybe it was a helicopter. However, the light was not consistent with any plane or heli I have ever seen. There was absolutely no noise at all, and I followed it for a few minutes until it disappeared. Moved from northwest to south direction. It was gone in a blink of the eye. NUFORC note: witness elects to remain totally anonymous. Provides no contact information.
Occurred, October 17, 2014 2040 Location, Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape, formation. Duration, 15 minutes. Characteristics: there were lights on the object. 4 to 5 synchronized flashes of white light, moving and circling repeatedly on October 17, 2014, at approx. 8:40 p.m. I saw mysterious lights in the sky as I was driving in Indianapolis, Indiana on I-465 eastbound between Meridian Street and the I-69 exit. It was cloudy and cool. These lights were moving in a synchronized fashion, 4 to 5 lights, coming together and then swooping out, circling around, then coming together again. They would repeat this movement over and over as I traveled eastbound. They were dim flashes at first, white color, getting slightly brighter as I watched. The speed that they moved was quick, but not fast or frantic. I was watching them ahead of me as I drove. They seemed to be moving slightly ahead of me, but not as fast as I was driving. I exited I-465 at the I-69 northbound ramp, and couldn't watch them as close, but I saw them briefly when I turned my head to the left.
Occurred, October 25, 2014 23:20 Location, Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape, fireball. Duration, 10 minutes. Characteristics: there were lights on the object. There was an aura or haze around the object. Fuzzy orange lights traveling south over Shadeland Avenue. From 82nd Street and Shadeland Avenue, I watched one slow-moving orange fuzzy light moving south in the sky. I thought it was a burning plane at first. I stopped my car and watched it, and then from the north 2 more fuzzy orange lights followed a similar path.
Occurred, October 28, 2014 2000 Location, Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape, sphere. Duration, 10 minutes. Characteristics: there were lights on the object. There was an aura or haze around the object. The object changed color. The object landed red light with white halo around it, moving up and down, back and forth through the night sky just above the tree lines. At 8 p.m. I let my dog outside. I looked up to the northeast sky and seen a red ball of light with a white halo around it. It looked like it was going to land, but then rose straight back up into the sky very quickly. That caught my attention. I told my wife to come quick and look. We both watched as the object moved back and forth through the sky. It headed to the ground like it was going to land, but went straight up into the sky, moved left and right very quick and without changing altitude. Then it went below the tree line. We waited for a few minutes and went back into the house.
Occurred the 1st of August 2015, 1950. Location: Indianapolis, northwest part. In shape: flash duration 3 seconds. Characteristics: there were lights on the object, 2 intense flashes of light that looked like transformers blowing. I am a local Indiana truck driver. I and a co-worker who is our company's safety officer were driving southbound on I-465 at, or around, mile marker 43, when we both saw an intense flash of light at the horizon line that looked to be no more than 300 meters ahead of us. We saw 2 flashes, and brake lights were everywhere on the freeway at the time. My passenger and I thought it was a transformer that blew, or some massive electrical issue with the power lines, but once we got to where we thought we could see the flashes coming from, there was no sign of any power outage. It was very peculiar. 2 very intense flashes of light that resembled balls of electricity.
Occurred the 5th of March 2015, 6:30. Location: Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape: flash duration 10 seconds. Characteristics: there were lights on the object. Hello. On March 5, 2015, in Speedway, in Indianapolis, I seen in the Speedway racetrack fans camping field area a very bright out-of-this-world light blue flashing lights that light up the dark sky. Almost looked like a transformer had blown, but there wasn't any noise and it happened 3 different times. NUFORC note: witness elects to remain totally anonymous, provides no contact information.
Occurred June 25, 2015, 5:30. Location: Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape: flash duration 10 minutes. Characteristics: the object emitted beams. The object made a sound bright beam of light from ground up, then rumbling passing over the house for around 10 to 15 minutes, making the house shake. At somewhere between 5 a.m. and 6 a.m., I heard a really loud noise that at first I thought was an airplane, although there are no airplanes that come anywhere near here after the evening. This noise was pretty low sounding and sounded almost like a bulldozer going over the house, shaking it. There was also a really bright beam of light that lit up the whole wall in one of the bedrooms, which has blackout curtains. This didn't sound like thunder, and it wasn't lightning. Plus, we've lived in this house for about 11 years now, and no bright light like that has come in. The noise woke everybody in the house up, and one of us actually thought that something had hit the house. The bright light came from the ground, up. Behind the house is a big field, small woods behind that, and a large golf course. Not sure if any of the neighbors saw or heard it because this was around a time that most people are asleep. I'd love to know if anybody else saw it, or what it could possibly be. It lasted about 10 to 15 minutes. No idea if there was any missing time or anything, but there are 5 witnesses.
Occurred the 1st of September 2015, 23:45. Location: Indianapolis, Indiana. Shape: fireball duration 1 minute. Characteristics: there were aircraft in the vicinity or aircraft chasing the object. Looked like a fireball floating through the sky. Then it seemed to stop, change course and disappear. My friend and I were conversing on his front porch, and I was getting up to leave when we saw a strange light traveling through the sky. He had mentioned earlier that he had been seeing a lot of military helicopters around lately, so we thought at first that it may have been a helicopter. But it traveled at a constant, relatively slow speed. As we watched, it appeared to be some kind of fire, and after it reached a certain point in the sky, it seemed to stop. I thought I saw it move around a little bit, but it could have just been an illusion because it was dark and we were near the downtown lights. After hovering near the same spot for about 30 seconds, the flame got dimmer and dimmer, and then seemed to disappear or get extinguished. I have never reported a UFO sighting before, and though I do believe they exist, until tonight, I have never been so perplexed as to what I saw and then watched disappear in the sky. I'm a 29-year-old cell phone salesman, and my friend volunteers at homeless shelters and lives by himself. He's 23 and has Parkinson's and is unemployed. He has a military background I'm not fully knowledgeable on. I have never served in the military.